Basically, this is Chris, my chiropractor. This is the guy who's working on my knee. Yeah, it's been damaged. It's getting a lot better now. He's also my Tai Chi student and doing really, really well. And the reason I want to film this because he has great abilities. He picks up really quick. But we're doing, he's in repayment for him doing my knee, I'm teaching him Tui-Sau, pushing hands. And so I'm just going to let you come in the back room, so to speak, to see how I do this. Now, this is your 4th week, right, with me?
Yes.
Yes, this is 4th lesson. We only do about half an hour. And so this just gives you an insight on how I operate, okay, in teaching pushing hands from the word go. Okay, so basically, just move your foot a little bit further apart. We tend to have a foot space, and you can't see the feet on the camera, I don't think, but basically I put my foot between his, so my heel is in line with his toe, and my toe is in line with his heel. So I put my foot in between the 2 feet, and that gives us that distance. I now step back so our feet are shoulder width apart, and we sink a little bit, so you move the assets. Okay, so we put our left hand behind our back, and he brings up his right hand. Then what I do now is, I formulate the Tai Chi palm. Now to formulate the Tai Chi palm, as you know, separate the thumb and the index finger. Don't bring the thumb out to the side like so, just bring it forward, yeah? And what this does, this makes a concave into a hollow into the palm, Tai Chi palm. So we've got a tiger's mouth here for grasping, it gets a hollow. This hollow then comes into play where Chris's wrist now can sit in the hollow, so I can have much better control, okay? So what we're doing now to start with, we're just learning the single pushing hand. And what we're doing is, the area that I'm going for is the sternum. So what I do is when I push towards Chris, he sits back, so he puts all his weight, distributes his weight to his back leg. And as he sits back, he turns his waist and pulls me into emptiness. He sticks in the ears, then pushes into my wrist, into the sternum, and I redirect. So this is number 1. And after a while, we tend to just relax, and we want to follow through. So just follow through a bit more, Chris, that's it. Here. So this is number 1. This is how I structure my push hands from the very word go, from beginner. Okay? The second one is now I redirect the push down to his dantian. He turns on the hips, circles, and counterattacks by pushing towards my face. Here. So now the circle line is at diagonal. More to the face, Chris. And relax. Doesn't like camera. I just sprung this on him, he didn't realise. And I come back to the sternum, so now I start working the 2. So back on the dantian, face. So already now we're starting to accumulate a little more to the face. We're starting to accumulate a repertoire of hand movements. Now from here, we now come in to what I call the figure of 8, but it's like an inverted palm, and I'm coming down towards his heart. He turns his arm, spirals out, comes back down, and pushes down onto mine. So we get this figure of 8 motion. You see that motion there? Back to the sternum. Then after a while, you see, with these repertoires, you just keep changing them, chopping dantian. And what Chris has got to really learn to do is relax, yeah, and stick in the deer. It's the heart. We do it now without me saying anything. This is what we want to neutralise the peripheral vision so we can see what's going on. See how I'm rocking backwards and forwards all the time, distributing the weight from the back leg to the front leg. So we're working the legs all the time. Once you become more proficient into pushing hands, we tend to stay more central equilibrium, so we don't want to be rocking backwards and forwards too much, and we tend to use the waist more. But this is a great way to start. Now the other hand will start coming into play now, and what this does is, it's called guiding the elbow. So from here, I open up my thumb and index finger, just on the outside of the elbow there, and this way it allows me to push there if I want to, okay? So he comes in, Chris does the same to me. Just a nice light touch. So then we go back down to the sternum, dantian, face, to the heart, sternum, dantian, guide the elbow. Now we come into the first couple of trappings, which is the elbow and the shoulder. So we seize the elbow and the shoulder, but we do the elbow first. And what this does is from here, we apply a slight touch here. It's like chin arm, a slight touch here. The index finger here will point the direction of where I want him to go. So if he's north, you can see, it cuts just a little tweak, cuts the rib. You can't see his feet, it's a shame. But it cuts his root straight away just by exerting the point there. Yeah, applying the pressure, on that point. So here, he counterattacks by punching through here. I take the wrist and redirect here. He now pulls on me and applies the technique on me. So everything we do has a routine. In Tai Chi, in martial art, we have the palm, fist, elbow, shoulder. And this is what we're working on at the moment. And after a while, we want to look for more speed and agility. That's what we're looking for. He's loving it. Okay, so the next one, here we seize the elbow and the shoulder. Now this can be pinned and taken down. Here, he punches over the top. Here, same again. So the elbow point goes here, lock on. He pulls back, sit back, applies, I punch, take, I pull back. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we go back to the sternum here, and now we just sort out spacing out to make sure we're correct. In here, down into the dantian, more to the face, not too hard. That's it. Hard. That's better. That's much better. Guide the elbow. He's relaxing now. Turn your hand more. See your hand here. Just turn that. That's it. So now we come on, lock on elbow. See? Everything we do, we don't have to apply it because we know it works, we know it hurts. Yeah? So we don't need to do that. Elbow, shoulder. And then from here, we go to grasp the bird's tail, which is pang. So from here, pang, lu. He's going to love this because he only just learned this last week. Lu, which I roll back. He now counterattacks with the press, which folds the arms here. I counterattack with arm, push. He sits back, lifts, ward off. Yeah, put your hand on the elbow. Roll back. I counterattack, press. He counterattacks, push. I counterattack, ward off. Roll back, press. That's it. Comes down, push. Sits back, ward off. Hand on the elbow. Roll back. So I'm all the way, my body weight now is distributed forward. His is back. So we're learning to same again, we're rocking backwards and forwards, learning to distribute the weight through the posture. He counterattacks with arm. I sit back, neutralizing my waist, ward off, roll back, press, here. So here. So once you have an understanding of the breaking down of the posture of the grasp the bird's tail, or Pang Lu Jian, yeah, it's then hidden by this circle formation. But the movements are always there. Now, if I'm looking at Chris at the moment, I'm going clockwise. To get the other 4 coordinates, I need to go anti-clockwise. He's not there yet, so we'll give him a break on that one. So just formulate Pang a little bit more, so separate the arms from the body a little bit. Just formulate a gap. You see the gap there? Between my arms and body. That's better. So we have a structure. So we don't want to be too collapsed. And once you get it really good, yeah, I want you to keep doing what you're doing, yeah, I just use my left hand. You see? Like that. Your hand goes on the inside. Inside there, inside there. Yeah, circle, right. Press, and circle. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So this one becomes free, which can do something. He's got a tangle, that's it. Yeah, so you can do something. Well done. Yeah. Now the reason why I say about creating space between the body is we want to formulate Pang. And how we test the Pang, if you put both your hands on my arm, here, like we've done before, yeah? And he's going to test my posture, okay? Now this is when we tuck the tail, the coccyx, yeah? Because this engages the root, engages the body through the legs, manifests through the feet, into the root, into the ground. So if he pushes hard, and I don't tuck, real hard, Chris, I see how I collapse. He's a strong guy anyway. He's got to be pulling people like me around and cracking their bones back into place. If I engage the root now, here, now push, it's different. See? The structure is different. All he's doing is pushing through it and going through there. He can do it if he wants. It doesn't matter. Yeah? So that's what we're looking for. Yeah? It's just physics, science. Yeah? Okay, so that's the way it's done. I'm going to leave it there now because we're going to have a little play, a little bit of freestyle, and I'll bring the camera back in a month's time. We'll see how he's getting on.